Good morning. I am coming to you live from my basement in my pajamas to talk to you about this month's challenge group. I have my notes in front of me because I actually have a lot of things to cover and I don't want to just ramble endlessly. So, over the next few days until Monday, we're going to be doing what I call prep days. So, this week, we're going to be introducing ourselves, getting to know each other. We're going to be cleaning out our pantries. We're going to be picking our workouts. We're going to be setting ourselves up for success, knowing where we're going to work out, when we're going to work out, having our meal plan, getting rid of our junk food, understanding, exactly what our meal plan is going to be, stuff like that. And so today, I just want to talk to you about like what is this challenge group and what is expected of you. So, you will have assignments every day this month. So when I was asked a couple months ago, like what one word would represent what coaching means to me, I picked hope because I think that I felt really hopeless about ever being in good shape or being healthy again. I thought like, oh, this is just what like being working towards middle aged and having kids is being out of shape and tired all the time and living on caffeine and just, you know, maybe in 20 years I'll feel better or maybe this is just going to be my life now. I didn't have any hope that things could change. So I want to offer you that same hope today that you have come to this group, you've talked to me because you think that there can be meaningful change in your life, whether it has to do with being stronger, with eating more vegetables, with having more discipline. There's some area of your life that you want to change and you want to make real change in for some real reasons. And so maybe it seems silly to say like I expect you to do assignments at a Facebook group and that's going to change your life, but it can't hurt, right? Like you've probably been willing to do some other extreme things to pursue your goals. So what's one silly Facebook assignment? So the that's part of the work. Like the hardest work you do on your own. You know, you are the only one who can press play to do that workout every day. You are the only one who can say, today for breakfast, I'm going to have eggs instead of a bagel and cream cheese. You are the only one who can say, instead of, going to the drive-through to get the fancy coffee as a reward because I made it through a Target trip with my kids, I'm going to call my sister. Or you're the only one who, instead of eating your feelings of inadequacy in your chips because you're going to get a quick high from eating something that makes you feel good, can say, you know what, I'm going to go take a bath instead, or I'm going to go for a walk, or I'm going to write in my journal, whatever. Only you can make those minute by minute decisions that are going to make you stronger for the rest of your life. But what I can do and what we can do for each other is we can show up every day and be real with our struggles, share our successes, check in with how we're doing, and support each other, so I ask you that I want you to be real. I want you to be vulnerable in this group. Like, some of these people you might know, some of them you might not know. Some of you are doing this with your husbands. Some of you are doing it with your mom or sister. My sister's in this group. My mom almost was in this group. um, I'm working on getting my dad in a group, but like these people, don't be afraid of being vulnerable with them. I've made some real friends who I see in real life and friends who I consider real friends, even though I don't see them in real life, because I was willing to be real and they were willing to be real, in a Facebook group just like this one. So, I want you to know that each day you're expected to check in, and these prep days, basically you just have to do your assignment and then kind of like take a picture or tell us that you completed it. But then once we start our check-ins every day, whether you've worked out or not, whether you have anything to report or not, you have to check in. Doing your check-ins allows you to be accountable. And the more that you are a regular checker-inner, the more other people are going to be like, hey, why did so-and-so not check in today? And they're going to go check on you and they're going to ask how you're doing. So today's assignment is to introduce yourself. So what I want to know from you is who you are, why you decided to join this group this month, a little bit about your goals and why you're doing this, and some of your fears or challenges. So I'm going to go first. lead from the front. That's my foreign policy perspective too, in case you're wondering. I don't have a foreign policy perspective. Oh, that's how I treat my neighbors. I don't know. So I'm Morgan. I am the head coach in this group. There are a couple other coaches who might be chipping in from time to time. Laura is one of my coaches, and Ginger. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I have 3 small children who are currently finishing breakfast and running amok upstairs. Sam is almost 5, Caroline is 3.5, and Beatrice just turned 1. So you'll probably see them a lot in my videos or pictures. And if Sam was down here right now, he'd be trying to get in the way of this video. He likes to be on camera. I love cooking and I love reading. Those are 2 things that I think are both like really positive for me and really negative for me, because I can use them for good or I can use them for evil. And it's really a struggle to, like, instead of, Jen said something the other day about I like to cook, but I always like to cook things that look good to me and are not healthy. And I fall into that too. And so it's a challenge to decide, like, okay, I'm going to look for recipes where there's a lot of vegetables, or I'm going to look for recipes that use the meat in my freezer instead of, like buying different meat. And ditto for reading. Like, I can read things that are good for me and lift me up, and I can read things that are like trash genre fiction and just rot my brain. So that's a work in progress for me. Other things I like, I don't know. I'm kind of a nerd. Wait, I'll do a pan of my room here so you can see all my bookshelves, ending with the glorious entire Star Wars shelf. So I'm in the basement doing that. Okay. So why am I doing this group this month? I do challenge groups for 2 reasons. One, because a challenge group like this one almost a year ago changed my life. I mean, that is not an exaggeration. I think that I like thinking back to where I was a year ago seems almost unbelievable to me. Like, I feel so much stronger, so much healthier. I have so much more energy. I feel so much more confident in so many areas of my life. I feel motivated to make changes in areas totally unrelated to, like fitness. Like, I've stopped biting my nails. That is major lifelong habit. This year, one of my goals is to learn Spanish. Chelsea and Clarissa, maybe you guys can help me out with that. And I have just started wanting to do things and setting goals for things that I didn't think I was ever going to do. So I know the power of starting off in a challenge group and the role it plays in being successful. And I want that for you. I want to pay it forward for you to be successful. And then secondly, coaching is like the ultimate form of accountability, because I can't ghost on a challenge group I run myself. Like, I'm not allowed to. You guys are looking to me to be the leader from the front. And if I'm checking in every day with you guys, I will tell you if I had a bad day eating or if I had a bad day working out, but I will tell you how it went. I have people watching, and that is really motivating for me. And I still need that motivation. So what are my goals this month? I want to really get our family diet and our family budget for groceries like back in line. Hosting a bunch over the holidays, meaning I bought extra food for people, and picking recipes that called for things I didn't already have in the pantry when I have a pretty well-stocked pantry. Kind of did a number on our budget, plus the, kind of impromptu, like, I love the saying, if you plan to fail, or if you fail to plan, you plan to fail, because that is me. If I do not have a plan, I fail. So if I'm like, oh, we'll just do this spur of the moment and then we'll get home in time for lunch, then it's like 9 times out of 10 I'm like, and we're going to the drive-thru for lunch. Although my rule is that I have to get the healthiest item from the drive-thru. So it's like, can't be like a sneaky reward, like, oh, I'm just gonna go get a hamburger. It's like, no, I have to get the salad, and then that makes it less tempting because fast food salads, other than Chick-fil-A, are not that great. So anyway, so my goal this month is to work on primarily on food. Like, I have great consistent workout habits now, but the food is still a struggle for me. And then, yeah, and to go along with that, one of my big goals is, if I'm going to indulge in something that's unhealthy, I want to like make a conscious decision, like, oh, we're on a date, I'm going to have a cocktail and I'm going to have dessert. I'm going to eat whatever I want because it's our special date at this nice restaurant. Not like, Oh, I think I'm gonna eat like 3 crackers because they're left over on my kid's plate, and maybe I'll eat that sandwich crust, and maybe I'll have a few fries. Like I don't really even get to enjoy that. Like I just feel like, why did I do that? So I want to really get back to making sure that my indulgences are planned and things that I really want to indulge in. And then lastly, I what are my motivations? Um, I have two main motivations. One, I really want to be stronger all the time. I've been taking trapeze classes, and once I'm on the trapeze, I do pretty well, but getting on the trapeze continues to be a struggle. Because you have to flip upside down and you need a lot more abs than I currently have. So if I could learn to get on the trapeze well, I would be like so happy. So I'm like really working on doing extra abs every single day to work up to actually being able to get on a trapeze in a graceful manner. So that's one of my like motivating factors is I have this physical goal. I want to be able to do this thing, get on the trapeze, and I'm working towards that. My other goal is, I was overweight my whole life, and Anthony has been overweight his whole life, and we know the struggles of being overweight your whole life, just some of you have dealt with those too. I don't need to enumerate all the things that you feel or think or do when you're overweight. But we don't want that for our kids. So one of my big goals is to raise my kids to understand how to be healthy and to have healthy role models. My mom is a great role model, but my mom didn't really teach me that much about health because she naturally just ate healthy foods. She always told me if you work out, you can eat whatever you want. That's not true. And now that she's hit like 50 plus and her metabolism is slowed, she's starting to recognize it's not true. Um, and so I feel like I did not grow up with learning why I should eat healthy foods or what healthy foods particularly were, but I want to teach my kids those things, and that's a big motivator for me. And then lastly, what are some of my fears and challenges? It's been about a year since I started doing this, and I still wonder, like, can I make this work long term? That is a big fear of mine. I didn't save any fat pants. I don't have any clothes that would fit me if I gained 30 pounds. I mean, maybe I have some LuLaRoe leggings. But I don't have a backup plan for this not working out. But I still worry, like, what if I just stop? Like, what if, I get pregnant again because we would like to have more kids and I just, like gain all this weight like I did in my pregnancy with Beatrice, which I don't really think I'm going to let happen, but that's still like a fear is a fear, whether it's rational or not, and so I still wonder, can I is this change really going to be lasting? Can I make it be lasting? And I still worry about sabotaging myself in different ways, and not so much now in the fitness ways, but in my more general health. Do I sabotage getting enough sleep at night? Do I sabotage being consistent with other goals? And those things, I'm working on, but I think those are my biggest challenges. So make a video like this one. It doesn't have to be this long. I'm going to caption this one so that you don't have to watch the whole thing. And introduce yourself, tell us about yourself, and I look forward to meeting everybody and getting to know you better. Bye.